Airman Cave Archives! Knowing and doing are two different things.
Hey, welcome back to Airman Cave Archives. Alright, so we'll start off with another recruiting story, and this time we'll talk about T, or Terrence Covington. Great kid. Whenever I met him, he was kind of the initial pool of individuals whenever I was getting into recruiting, and I think there was Lee Anderson, Allen, Donald Henderson, Ivan Walker, and Terrence, or T. And so they all wanted to go into the Air Force, which is commendable. That's kind of similar what me and some of my friends did. We all went in the service around the same time. And we just couldn't get him to pass the ASVAB. And so he took it the required amount of times before it shuts off. And at that point, sometimes people, typically they get frustrated and they don't join, But he told me, he said, Sergeant Nelson, I see what these other guys are doing, and they're going on, and I don't want to be stuck here, and basically not accomplish something with my life. And I was like, okay, hey man, more power to you. And I'll be honest, typically whenever you're dealing with folks, if there's that type of barrier in their way, they're going to give up. But Terrence didn't. And so sure enough, it was coming close to the time frame that he would be eligible to test again. And he contacted me and said, hey, Sergeant Nelson, I wasn't joking. I've been studying. Let's do this. And I was like, wow, okay. And so he went, took the ASVAB, he passed. And actually he was able to secure a pretty good job. It's so neat to have someone go from such a position where, living out in the country, interaction was, mostly with his grandmother and, circle of friends and stuff. But now he's at a level where he's meeting these huge people that have large levels of influence. And I just thought that was so cool for him to be able to do that, and the perseverance that he had to come back after all that time and finish through and go into the Air Force. So good on you, T. But now on the flip side of that, as a recruiter, I didn't realize that there were variations in the testing requirements for homeschool. And so Chris Uchadowski, one of the gentlemen that was homeschooled, he stopped in the office and was asking if he could join. And we did all the paperwork and everything, did really good on the ASVAB, and knocked it out of the park. And put him in the Air Force. He ended up doing security forces. But I got contacted by the MEPS, or the Military Instruments Processing Station, because they said, hey, Sergeant Nelson, just want to let you know that you'd sent a guy that was homeschooled. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah. And they're like, you didn't look at his diploma? His mom signed it. I was like, okay. I mean, he did really good on the ASVAB. I'm like, oh no, he did phenomenal on the ASVAB. But just to let you know, in the future, there is a different requirement for those that are homeschooled versus public school. In my heart of heart, because my wife and I homeschool our kids, now thinking about it, I would have been pissed that there's a difference. Because why are you going to make a homeschool kid get 10 points higher on the ASVAB than a public school kid? And so, I don't know. But I just thought it was cool that I was able to get him in and kind of do the testing folks, because I mean, he killed it. Whereas some of my people that I had in four-year colleges, I think it was ECU, couldn't pass the minimum requirement. And here's this guy that's getting schooled at the house, and he blew it up, the test. Not literally, of course. But yeah, so two different stories: perseverance and obviously variation in educational requirements. But thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Airman Airman Cave Archives! Knowing and doing are two different things.